What's up, guys? Tomorrow's game versus the Diggers. First game of the season. I do not want to lose this game. This game is going to test our character. Tomorrow we need a win. So we've got to keep things really tight. Last week against a quality side, we kept things real tight and we've done really good. We kept it tight in this group of 6 in the centre. James Way, it was Carl at the back, Pat. We had Ollie, Tom, Ollie. We kept it real tight. It was really good. Yeah, we found it difficult getting forward, but the side that we were playing against was midfield was just so dominant. It was unbelievable. So we need to keep that tightness again this week. We've got some changes, and this 6 will be vital again. So we'll have Milan in goal, James Way, Tony in the centre back, Pat on the left. There'll be Ollie, Carl and Nathan, middle 3. James Holden out on the right and Ray out on the left. Tom and Alex up front. We'll be making some changes for the game because I need to see a couple of options. So there will be earlier changes than last week too. So again, I'm going to expect 100% from the very start. Don't want anyone being flat-footed in the first 15 minutes. You need to be giving everything. So, as in last week, I'll explain one more time this tightness that I'm looking for out of those 6. Now that we know who the team is, let's get that out of the way. Let's put some people on the board. Milan, James, Tony tomorrow, Pat, James Holden, Ray, Ollie, Carl, Nathan, Tom, Alex. So we'll first discuss defensive positions again. We need to get this right and make sure that we don't fuck up tomorrow. These 3 guys here, okay, this tightness, this close unity between you guys is so important at the back. So James, Tony, Pat, you guys need to know exactly where each other are and be just maybe 3 to 5 meters apart, not bigger distance than that. If you're finding that you 3 need to split wider than that, it's because James or Ray isn't doing their job properly. Here in the centre, same story. When the ball, let's use this as the ball, when the ball drifts over this way, the whole unit moves. James gets forward, Ray falls in there. You can see what I'm talking about with the space of the goal here. Okay, it's got to be tight. Now if you've got one of their team floating around the back here, I don't care. Leave him there. If the press on the ball is quick enough, this guy will never be found. So it's about this unity. It's about this group acting as one unit. Okay? All these stragglers out here, I don't care. That's where I want the ball to go. I want the ball recycled. Here's the ball. I want the ball recycled around the back. Why? Well, because we want to create play that's predictable. So when we feel stress in a certain area of the pitch, we can create a formation and a shape that sends the ball back the other way. Yeah, we all shift over. Ray gets forward, these guys come in, James drops in the back. Okay, we all come over. And then we send the ball barreling that way. They can do that all game if they want to, but they're not going to score. I want to create predictable play. And we do that by keeping unity and the whole team shifting as one. Okay, you know these roles a little more now. We had Joel last week in a forward position up there with Alex. Bit fresh to the game, so we struggled with deep positions here, deep positions where we weren't filling in at the back. I don't want, so tomorrow it's Tom and Alex. Tom, I want you in here. Here's the ball. I want you in here. I want Alex actually filling that hole at the back. Okay? So one of you stay forward, the other one goes to form that line across the midfield. Okay? So you two need to be in sync as well. So with the wing backs, we didn't have enough aggressiveness going forward last week. James, you got to go for it, mate. Don't be scared to run with the ball. Don't be scared to use your pace. Get forward, go screaming for the ball, ask for it. Make sure that this guy is frightened. Same here, Ray. It took you a little while to settle in last week. This week, we need, from the offset, okay, yeah, we need a warm-up. We'll get a good warm-up. And then we need to be getting right down in here and turning the defender, turning them round, getting to ask some questions, what's going on. We didn't do it enough. We did it a couple of times, it didn't do it enough. Really, we're looking at that happening 5-6 times a half. Long runs, without the ball, with the ball, getting down there. First 10 minutes, James was great last week. Got yourself in forward positions, got a crossing. That was showing the way, that was showing what we can do, and I want to see some more of that. So, next thing to talk about is the distance between these players. This distance in here, this line. Defensively, when we fall into shape and one of the boys comes in here, because the ball's there, okay, what's the right distance between here? For me, that right distance, we want to allow players in there. Last week we were doing this, bunching right up, allowing no movement, okay. That makes a bit of a headache for the back line. There's so much activity, there's so many players in here. If these guys can deliver a ball, they've only got to get it in the box, and there's so much activity here that one of these can get a header on the ball. That squashed area in there is not a good thing. So what we need to be doing as a midfield is pushing the ball out. Let's get out to the ball. Don't allow it to back up in there, okay? Those lines in there, if people are trying to sneak through in there, it makes things real difficult. So we've got to get to the ball first, push out on it, okay, and make the ball go the other way. We can't allow situations like last week where they had very dominant midfield. They were brilliant on the ball and they were getting past us. They were running past us basically, because this group of three wasn't quite tight enough due to tiredness in the middle. So if we push out and allow the back line to have some clarity as to what's going on here and stop these balls getting in, and that's also down to, let's push that back in again. The ball's over this side, so we'd have, that's all moved over here, and we'd have Alex dropping in the midfield. So when all this bunches back, there's lack of clarity going on here, and it makes things real tricky for the back line. Puts them into panic. So you guys have got to get out and hold that gap. Now, how far do you go? You've got to listen to Tony, you've got to listen to Carl. They're going to be screaming, they're going to be saying what they want. This gap in here needs to be coverable by the defender at only a couple of seconds, a second or two. That gap he needs to be able to cover within a couple of seconds. If you're pushing right out, now there's a big issue, because you've got too much space and other players will come running in around the back, okay? So that line of three, now four with Alex popped in there, is really important. Don't push it up, don't bunch it up. And if Tom's up here, he's got to work in here to stop this guy delivering the ball. So fitness was a big thing, and it will be a big thing again tomorrow. We're improving fitness-wise, it's getting better. So we just have to carry on there. So this gap in here needs to be controlled by centre-back. If he feels too squashed up, he needs to be shouting, push up, push up. Go and press the ball, get out. Leave those gaps. Don't go too far, we've got a problem. Okay. So that's deep defensive positions. Apart from that, it was very good. So shape and formation was decent. A quality side only put 3 past us, and one of those was a penalty. So I don't think that's going to happen tomorrow, or at least I hope not. What else we need to talk about? I think that's about it. Going forward, Ollie last week was quite strong getting forward. What this team has always struggled to do is be confident with just running forward with the ball, turning, passing back. Always seems to be a fast break. Well, fitness is going to be an issue. Can't always do fast breaks, and they don't always work. So we want to bring the team up together as a unit. So I'm happy to start screaming out and getting the midfield forward and breaking down bits here and trying to get on. That's fine. That's fine. Do a good job, break a bit of play down, receive the ball, but then also look for that simple ball, that simple pass. It does not have to be forward. So going forward, or let's say with possession, don't be scared of the back pass. I'll be happy for it. We've got players around the back here that can start spraying it around. I think that's about it. The throw-ins last week were better. Don't think we had a foul throw, so that's decent. Nice to have Milan back in goal, bit of confidence. Great performance last week. So the changes, Tony at the back, calm midfield, and then within the first half we will start to get a couple of subs turning around. So all of you guys that are not listed as first 11, you need to understand these roles and understand what we're asking. Okay, it's important that when required, you know where you can slot in and the job that's required of you. So please pay attention, watch the video twice if you have to, and I think that's about it for today. So we will get there tomorrow at 9:45, 10:30 kickoff. For anyone that doesn't know, we don't show up looking like a tramp. We show up looking smart. Smart clothes, please. Turn out looking like you want to win a game of football, looking like a decent bunch of lads. We're hosting the event tomorrow at King's College. So we want to look sharp, and we want to let them know that we mean business. I'll be recording the game, hopefully. Tom's working on his GoPro camera tonight. So if we can record the game, then we can have a look at some bits of play during the week next week. Perhaps where we could have done better, or things that we've done really well. Yeah, let's go get it. We need that win tomorrow. We've got to get that win. First 15 minutes, we need to give absolutely everything, hit them hard, and let them know they're in a game. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. See you in the morning. 9:30 sharp, please.